Hey guys, Natalia Schneimler here. I help boy moms have a better relationship with their sons and themselves by teaching them the tools how to manage their mind so that when anything comes up in life, they know exactly how to take care of themselves and their kids.
Hey guys, so I want to tell you a story about how 2 days ago I knew I had to record a podcast the next day, and I felt completely not motivated, not inspired, and I thought, oh, I have nothing to share. I shouldn't be recording. Maybe I should stop all at once. And then I really questioned my feelings, and I realized that I'm expecting perfect feeling alignment for recording a podcast. And I think this is what we do for a lot of things. And if we're not perfectly aligned for that activity with that perfect feeling, we actually sometimes don't do it at all. For example, a lot of this happens with workouts. If I don't feel like working out, I don't work out, right? I'm sure some of us experience that. Or if I don't feel like a certain way to not eat this certain thing, then I'm going to eat it. Right? So if same thing happens with relationships, if I don't feel loving, or if I don't feel great about myself, or if I don't feel good, if I don't feel like it, then I might not do this thing in the relationship, give someone a call, or, go out for a date. And then you don't create the relationship that you want, right? So I wanted to record this for you so you can also be aware about this perfectionism in the feeling sphere, that you can be onto yourself and also really still do the thing even though you don't feel that perfect feeling for that activity. So every Sunday I call my dad. Not every Sunday I feel like it. I don't always, and I don't put a condition on how I should be feeling to call him, but I know it's important to me as a person, and I just call him even if I'm feeling off, if I'm feeling tired, if I'm feeling grumpy even. I think it's awesome. I think it adds some color to our relationship where I can either vent to him or whatever, right? I don't have to have this perfect feeling alignment to do this one action. The same thing for workouts. I'm sure all of you also experienced working out when you don't feel like it. That's breaking that perfectionism. In relationships, doing something, even though you don't feel like perfect alignment with that feeling, you still do it. The area where I really had a breakthrough with this as well was where I learned that I can do a lot of things tired. Because before, ideally, I thought, oh my gosh, I can't do this if I'm tired. And I've learned that actually a very useful skill is to do things even when you're tired. Even once a tennis coach said, this, you can practice doing this, playing tennis when you're tired, because that's what happens in a tournament, in a match. And that really changed my perspective on the standards that we have for doing anything. We can just lower the standards, and a lot of the time it's more important that we get it done than how well we get it done, or how well prepared we are, how well rested we are, how we feel when we're doing it. Just like with the podcast, I realized that I need to ask very specific questions of myself to get myself inspired, to get myself motivated, to figure out what is the problem that I'm trying to solve with this podcast, and what is useful here, what's helpful that I've experienced that I can share here in the podcast, or what's irritating me that I've solved. So asking these questions has helped me get into the right energy to record a podcast. So What is it that you are doing or not doing? What are you not doing because you think you're not perfectly aligned? Actually, I was even talking to my tennis coach, and he says, I've just been meaning to go to the spin class, but every week I think, I need to get this paperwork done, or I'm too tired, or I'll just go later. And then when later comes, I'm too tired. So his feeling perfectionism is expecting to feel energized when he goes to the spin class or to the gym, which prevents him from going because he's always either tired or busy. So lowering that standard and expecting, okay, I'm going to go do the spin class no matter what, even when I'm tired, is what's going to get him to the gym, to the spin class. So really kind of lower look at your perfectionism of feelings and expect to do things even when you're feeling imperfect. And you're going to get it done. And as a mom, this is a huge part of the job, that we already do all these things when we don't feel like it. But then there's all these other things for ourselves that we don't do because we are either too tired, not motivated, we don't feel like it, etc., etc., etc. This is what I do with my husband and I dates. Even we try to go as much as possible every week, every other week. We go for dinner. And my standard for the dates is simply for us just to be there together. And whether we're tired or grumpy, whatever it is, it doesn't matter because we're putting in the time to be together and just hang out. And it doesn't have to be perfect. We don't have to feel, have the best time and be romantic and, feel a certain way. And so in my books, the more dates you have, the more bad ones you will have because that's just statistics. And the more good ones you will have as well. But that's when you see the relationship really come together because you're putting in the time. Just like with the kids, being there for them no matter what, you will have a lot of good times and the bad times, but you're not putting a condition on how you should be feeling with the kids. Unless you're putting a condition on how you should be enjoying. This is one of the things that I used to, sometimes by default I forget to, and I still do, and I think I should be enjoying time with the kids more. Meaning all the time, 100% of the time, which is impossible, unrealistic, and just is going to make me feel bad because I don't enjoy my time with the kids all the time. But this is the feeling perfectionism that is going to ruin my time with the kids, right? If I'm this morning, I had my coffee and I just wanted a quiet few minutes to wake up by myself, and I went back up to my bedroom, but my twins were already awake. So I was torn between feeling guilty that I don't want to be with my children versus feeling good that I don't have to always want to be with my children. And this is the kind of conversation you have to have in your head and drop the feeling perfectionism. It's fine if I don't want to be with my kids all the time. And also it's fine if I'm with my kids and I don't want to be with them. I'm not a bad mother. I'm not doing everything wrong. And I'm still a good mom even when I don't want to be with them. Okay, guys, you guys had lots of examples. I hope these stories make you remember these concepts because that's the whole goal of why I'm sharing my personal stories. Because I find the stories, it sticks better. And they're real life stories, and I love real stories. I love imperfection. That's why I am being my imperfect self in these episodes. So hopefully you enjoy it as well, like I do. So I love you all so much, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.